motor races. And he beat Adrian Morehouse, the Olympic gold medalist, recently in a race. He might tell you about it. And he plans to swim from Europe to Asia across the Bosphorus Sea when he's 50. I mean, he's only 28 now, but so he's working up to that. He's ran marathons in his time. He runs 2-day mountain marathons, and he tells me that you can actually run while you're asleep and unconscious, providing someone holds you by the hand. But more relevantly, he wants you to know that a good accountant is worth their weight in gold. And there is this stereotype of accountants being a little boring and everything else, but there are some that break the mold. And if you can find a good accountant for your business, it's going to make a massive difference to your business. And Paul's here to talk to us about how business success is not really so elusive. He's going to show how it works. So please meet his energy with yours and give him a warm welcome, Mr. Paul Shrimpling.
Thank you, Rob. Good afternoon. What you'll find is audience participation is an essential part of the next 30 minutes, so we'll try that one again. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Fantastic. You know how if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. Does that make sense? So if you always do what you've always done, will you get the same result or a different result? Which do you think? Same? Different? Same? Who thinks same? Okay, you're wrong. The handbook of public speaking is don't insult the audience in the first few minutes, try and get them on board. If you always do what you've always done, in a world where everything is changing, will you get the same result or will you get less? You'll get less, won't you? So if you always do what you've always done, you'll get less and less and less and less. Who in the room would like less money, less fun, less health? That's the wrong answer, but there's always one. Okay. I live in Derbyshire, just up the road. Actually, if there's there is. This is the River Derwent. Just to the left is my house, about 2 miles up the road. I'll tell you a little bit more about the reason for this picture. That's an old Arkwright mill, if you don't know it. I think it's the second oldest in the country. So, you know my name. I'm a business owner. I'd like to do a quick poll. Who in the room runs their own business now? Whoa, 2/3 of the room. Thank you very much. Who in the room's thinking of and think they should run their own business? A few more. So we've got the vast majority of you, like me, are business owners, which is cool. So I'm in the right place, you're in the right place. Now, Rob talked about accountants. Ian, who sat on my right here, I'm here working with McGregor's. His logo will pop up. No, there's Ian's logo. And we passionately believe there are certain things that if you do them in your business slightly differently, you'll get a different result. Because if you get and do the same stuff, what will you get? Now, I can't hear you. You might be able to hear me because of this crowd out here. So if you do the same stuff, will you get more or less? Fantastic. Fantastic. We're getting there. We're getting there. So, because we're accountants, we're going to talk about 4 numbers, 4 statistics that I think will scare you to death. That's what I'm hoping. We're going to cover 5 tools, actually 1 tool that make a big difference to you and your business. So this is us, McGregor's Business Services. Crystal clear results for your business is what we're about. And the goal of me being on this stage for 30 minutes is to drive you to join me and Ian and the team at McGregor's and the team from Love Business to a 3-hour event where we can dig down deep and dirty about your business so that you can make progress, I mean true progress in your business. Who's seen me speak before? So I'm good, aren't I? Yeah. So the 3 hours is worthwhile coming for your business, isn't it? It is. It is. That's called getting a testimonial. Right. We're on stand A11, so if you want a free ticket to this event, the stand is sort of midway on the back wall. Go and see after this, and we'll get you booked into that event. Right. And if anyone saw Andy Gilbert earlier, he talked about the quality of the questions you ask. You're up for the audience participation bit, which we've got going. Tell me, who would like their business results to look like that graph on the stage? Yes? I'm awash with the enthusiasm and passion you've got for growing your business. That's just outstanding. Not. Who would like to see those sorts of results for their business? A few more. We're sort of getting there. Well, I reckon you can, but only if you do what? Do something different. So that's what today's about. Now, who would like it to be easier than it is? Well, if it was easy, what would everyone else be doing? The same, and therefore we'd be no better off. The competition would be doing it, and therefore no change. However, if we get better and they don't, what will happen? You'll be more successful, yes or no? Yes. Yes or no? Yes. Okay, cool. Now, they book me at these sorts of things to motivate. A motivational speaker. What twaddle that is. I prefer to be an irritational speaker so I can irritate the crap out of you so that you actually take some action. Because don't you find that if you're really painful, there's things really gritty, you're likely to take more action than if you're going, whoopee, I'm really motivated. Yes? So I'm going to irritate the crap out of you as much as I can. Excuse my language. From Lancashire, you've got to forgive us. The reason I want to irritate you, to drive you to take action, is because there's a war on. There's a war going on inside you, inside your brain, inside your heart, that determines whether you end up being successful or not. Because of these 4 statistics, which prove there's a war going on. First one. 1 in 7. 1 in 7 heart attack victims change their way of life after they've recovered from the heart attack. Which means that 6 of them go back to doing what they've always done. And what will they get? Another heart attack. Well, we're all going to have one of them, but, you know, it's going to come sooner than it would have done if they changed their way of life. Who would like to be one of the 6 in 7? Who would like to be the 1 in 7? So, but something's going on, isn't there? They've had a shock, they've had some pain, and what do? The same stuff. Sounds like a lot of business owners. Not you, because you're in this room in order to do what? Learn something new, do something different. Take some action. Different action. Yes, 2 words, different action. Cool. So you're up for that, yes or no? Yes. Are you up? I keep putting these questions up because there's half-hearted business owners and there's wholehearted business owners. There's those who are really, really, really up for the cup, and there's those who just can't be, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, you know the word I'm looking for. They're half-hearted, thank you. So, who has had moments running their business like this? I have too. Who's ever found themselves thinking, wishing there was more hours in the day? A few of those moments, yes. So, here's a question for you. Welcome. I don't pick on people at the front, so you've sat in the right place. Who do we know who's got more hours in the working day than you have? Hang on. That's a daft question. Andy says, ask great questions. It is a great question. Everyone's got what? The same number of hours. We can't change the number of hours unless, if you know something about that, please let me know. So, has he got the same number of hours in the day as you? Yes or no? Yes. Can see irritational speaker. Go for it. Has Ian got the same number of hours in the day as you? Yes. Who the hell's Ian? Well, Ian's the ugly bugger on your right, and the other ugly bugger, well, you can see him. Ian, I've met and interviewed Ian 3 times. First time, he was a £100,000 turnover scaffolder, pulling his hair out, working a 70-hour week. 3 years later, he was turning over £700,000. His personal earnings had grown by more than 7 times, and he was doing a 20-hour week. Who'd like some of that? Sorry, just check. Who wouldn't like some of that? Hey, it's a result, yes? Now, this is Ian's growth curve on net profit. It actually took a little bit longer than the 2 years, but that's close enough. So, just doing a double check again. Who would like a net profit curve graph that looks like that? And even if you halved that, it'd still be good, wouldn't it? Say yes, Paul. Fantastic. So, Ian has worked out how to do it, because actually, since then, his business has grown further. He now lives in the south of France. It's cool, so scaffolder. You know what? And I've said this in front of Ian in a room, he's not the brightest spark in the shed. But what he's done, he's systematically changed his business month in, month out to get the result he wanted. And the last time I interviewed him on stage, I said, Ian, what's the best thing about applying what we're going to talk about, the Business One-Page Plan, to your business? He said, my mum's really proud of me. Now, that's cool. That graph's cool, but that to me is seriously cool. So, here's his text message when I asked him, what is it that enables you to change your business? So it's a picture text from the south of France, and on the bottom it says what? Habit. That's what this 30 minutes is about. This is what the Business One-Page Plan process is about. This is what, if you change your habits, will you get a different result, yes or no? And if they stay the same, will you get the same result? Yes or no? Trick question. No, because the world's changing, you're changing, so if you do the same result, the same stuff, you get a different result. What Ian did habitually was apply the business one-page plan to his business with his accountant and got the result he wanted. And he's not on his own. The graph I keep flashing up with the steps, that's 20 businesses who have experienced the process called the business one-page plan. Next statistic, it will say 70%. John Cotter, the world guru, world guru, that's a joke, you meant to laugh at my jokes, please. World guru on leading and managing change suggests in business 70% of change management programs fail. Only 30% of them succeed. Why? Just if you would, can you just do this? Do this. So only 30%, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. See, some people just can't be arsed, see, I'm just saying. Wholehearted business owners do this and go like, then do this. And if you've got a beard, you can go like that. That's fantastic. Go like this. That's interesting, isn't it? 30% of change management programs work. 70% of them don't. So you could go and leave this place and change something, and the most likely thing that will happen is nothing. It'll change. Because he says 70% fail unless you do something different. What? Change your habits. Can I demonstrate the power of habits now? Yes or no? Yes. Yes. Right, in that case, stand up. Please, if you would. Let's grab this. Go on the stage. Cool. Do this, please. And then I want you to join hands. Join hands. Sorry, okay. Forgive me. Forgive me. I meant join hands like this. Forgive me. Forgive me. It works every time. So, you've got your hands together. They're linked in. That's interesting. Unravel them and do them up the other way. So they wrap as abnormally. How does that feel? Bit odd. Bit weird. Bit different. Put them back the other way. Ah, isn't that nice? Change them. Put it back again. Still odd? Answer? Yes. How long will it be odd for? The research suggests at least 66 days. But if you do this on a regular basis, it will become normal. Now, is it right or wrong, whichever way you do it? Now I've got some fantastic research, which if you come to the 3-day event, I'll share with you when we do this again. People, if you've got a watch on, would you stick your hand up in the air, please? Right. The people who don't have a watch on, please now study and watch the people who've not got a watch, if you would. What I'd like you to do is take it off and put it on the other wrist. Please. So taking it off's okay. This is a bit weird. Now, is it slower or faster to put it on the other wrist? Slower. Is it easier or harder to put it on the other wrist? We know that, don't we? Please sit down. Thank you for your participation. So when you do something different, is it faster or slower to begin with? Slower. And if you do something that's slower in the world where you're time precious, are you likely to stick to it? No, you're going to go back to doing what you've always done. And if it's harder, never mind slower, are you less or more likely to continue doing it? Less. So that's why only 30% of leading and managing change programs actually work. That's why 1 in 7 heart attack victims actually get their what's it together and change the way they live their lives, change their habits. So we've done that bit. Just do this for me, would you? We need audience part with the bit now. Interesting, don't you think that's interesting? You can always doing it both. That's cool. Hey, real wholehearted participation there. Time. The use of your time is key, yes or no? Yes. So I have the great privilege of working with successful business owners 3 days a week, Tuesday to Thursday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm with a business owner and we're looking to improve and grow their business around their business one-page plan. Now, what's really, really interesting is they've got the same amount of time as you have, and when we get to the bottom of what works, it's how they change their habits that determines their future success. Because The research, and there's lots of it, suggests that at least a third of your waking hours, you're on autopilot. So the way you're sat at this moment is actually automatic. It makes you feel comfortable as soon as it's pointed out to you. You're on autopilot. So at least a third. The research actually suggests probably a half of your waking hours you're on autopilot. It's habitual. The way you switch the light on before you go in the bathroom, before you get your toothbrush to put it on and use the same hand, it's all automatic. Thank goodness. If it wasn't, we'd be whacked out by 10 o'clock in the morning. However, what I find fascinating about this is, I think habit is a bit like autopilot. Does that make sense? Yes, so, you know, like we all fly on these planes on holiday wherever we're going, and the pilots are busy for about 15 minutes. The rest of the time it's on autopilot, going exactly where they want to take you, where you want to go, yes? What if your autopilot, instead of taking you over here, was taking you over here? So 50% of the time, you're going that way, and the other 50% of the time, you're trying to go that way, and you end up going somewhere over here. Does that make sense? So can you see the power of habits? Yes or no? Okay. The power of habits. Absolutely crucial. So, if you want those results, you've got very little option but to change your business. Daily, weekly, monthly working habits. Yes or no? Okay, do you know what to do? Do you know what to do? Yes or no? Well, you'd be doing it already, wouldn't you? That's not fair. I think you do know what to do. You're fairly bright people. Very bright people. And good-looking and charming. We sort of know what to do, but actually our habits are taking us in the wrong direction. If you change your working habits, guess what will happen? You'll change the result for the better. Make sense? Yes. No? Okay. This chap has got certain health and fitness habits that deliver that result. Yes? Okay. So it doesn't just happen. There's a bit of discipline and hard work at the beginning, and then he gets into a routine, gets into a habit, becomes autopilot, and and we can all end up looking like that, can't we? You're right. He has certain business habits that get him the results that he's got. Yes or no? Yes. Your business habits have got you what? Your business results. So if you change your habits, you get different results. Ian's business habits got him his results. Now, he looks like me. I mean, business-wise, small business growing. Bit like you, small business growing. If and when you change your business habits, guess what? Results change. Leave them the same, guess what? All stays the same or potentially gets weaker. So, we can look like that, can't we? In principle, metaphor, yes? Or we could look like that. Look like that, or look like that. Different habits. Make sense? I'm not looking at anyone in the audience. Don't look at them. Different habits. Another statistic. 95% of people who start a weight loss program, what happens to them? They put more weight, they were heavier than they were before. Duh. So all the books and all the programs and all the courses, there's research suggests 95% of people who start a weight loss program are heavier. Big in hell. Why is that? Because their habits are taking them in one direction. They haven't yet changed that, which is why something like Weight Watchers is so good, because it challenges habits. There's some holding to account as well going on there, which you don't get from reading a book. Not that I've got anything against the books. I'm a big fan of books. They hold up my bed. No, that's not it. So, do you want, as a consequence of this, to have good business habits or bad business habits? Good or bad? Now, do you want, wholeheartedly, to have good or bad? Well, hey, you'll choose that. You'll choose. So, let's do a survey. I'm going to flash some pictures up. You tell me, with passion and enthusiasm, whether this is a good habit or not. Good or bad? Good or bad? Good or bad? Good or bad? That's normal in Glasgow. I've got a customer in Glasgow. Good or bad? Oh, that's a bit grim, isn't it? Good or bad? Well, this guy did all right, look. So some habits don't actually change stuff for the bad or for the good, but some clearly do. You just need to choose which ones you want for your business. This geezer, Ian Howarth Scaffolding, in the most depressed part of Lancashire, took a business from 100k to over 1.1 million, now lives in the south of France. I'll have some of that, yes please, thank you very much. Who would like to join me? Good. That's why I like doing this. We're going to change this. Last statistic. Actually, 1st of Jan, what do we all do? Hangover, yes, absolutely. And then we set our goals, we make resolutions, and what do? Drift back to our old habits and typically get the same chuffing result. So all the time we demonstrate that habitually we'll continue to do what we've always done. Right, quick survey. Who's wearing a watch? Keep your hands up. Keep your hands up. If you haven't put the watch back onto the original wrist, if you haven't, keep your hand up. Everyone else put their hand down. Now, there's at least one gentleman back there seen this before. So my watch, well done, by the way. My watch is still, but I didn't give any instruction for you to flip it. So what did you do? Most of you flipped it. So we all have a tendency to do what we've always done. There's a war going on. Now what you'll find, I'll now go, oh, pig in hell. But I've done this that often, I now know where my watch is. There's a war, and this is the war. Willpower versus habits. Which one will win? Come on, give me some verve and passion, will you? Which one will win? Cool. Am I irritating enough yet? Yes or no? No. Oh, shucks. Motivation is important, but it's not enough, is it? You can be motivated to change, but it is not enough, is it? No. Do you want more? Yes. That's the right answer. 1 in 7 heart attack victims, 70% of change management, 95% of people who start a weight loss program. 1st of January prove that if we don't change our habits, we're knackered. We're always going to get what we've always got or less. Yes, so now you want something, don't you, to actually, oh, all right, Paul, well, show us how to bloody change it. Who'd like some of that? Some of you. Motivation gets you started. You're here for a bit of that. Habit keeps you going. Same speaker, Jim Rohn. Stunning guy. Read his books. Motivation gets you started. Habit keeps you going. So it's about which habits. Same old way, something new. What do you want from me now? Same old stuff or something new? Because if you don't get something new, it's like putting your head in a deep, dark place and actually continuing to do what you've always done. Make sense? Yes. Cool. You could keep this. However, we could change these, look like that, be as successful as him, or if we're being a little bit more realistic, maybe be as successful as he is. So when his working hours went from 70 a week to 20, I interviewed him on stage and said, what do you do with all this spare time? He says, I pick up my boys from school and we go on the common and we fly our hawks. Now, how cool is that? So, albeit I'm passionate about helping you be more successful, it's, you know, you've all got your own definition of success. For Ian, it made his mum proud. He was able to fly his hawks with his boys and now he lives in the south of France. Thank goodness he's done it because he's shown us what we can do. Can you do it? Really? Well, you can. If he can, we can, you can. So, here's the learning. The 5 things that make a difference to you being able to generate and create new habits for you and your business. Whoops, 5 tools. The mill. I live up here. I live sort of over there. Every day I drive down this road. There's some traffic lights just the other side of those trees. I turn right to my office. I turn right to the swimming pool. We have 11 trips a week to the swimming pool. I live several miles up there. My knees don't work. Shut up, Heckler. Just shush. Good question then. So, turn right for my business, for my office, I turn right for the swimming pool, I turn right for band. 3 of my sons are in 7 bands. I turn right for the train station, I'm on at least 3 trains a week, and I turn right for the airport, I fly typically once every other week. So what am I doing? Am I on autopilot when I come to the traffic lights? Yes, I am. 2 Fridays in a month I take my little boy to school, he's 10. Guess where his school is? Left. So what do I typically do? Drive 2 traffic lights and turn right, and Dominic goes, Dad, where are we going? And I know this stuff. But since I learned this stuff, I've started turning left automatically. So what I'm sharing here are the 5 tools. I'll show you why. The tools are called these. What's that? To cue. So rather than 5 tools, there's 5 cues that trigger off a behaviour. Important word, cues. Who's this? Anyone know who that is? Not him, the horse. What's the name of the horse? Trigger. Cue. Trigger. Yeah? Trigger. Pull trigger, automatic behaviour. Autopilot. Make sense? Really, really, really important. So, cue, trigger. Write this down if you've got a piece of paper. This is called the habit loop. You fire your cue, or the cue's triggered. You deliver normal behaviour, routine, habitual behaviour, and you get the same chuffing result every time you behave in that way. So only if you become aware and conscious of the triggers, of the cues, can you change anything. With me and Dominic in the car, the location's the same every time. That's a trigger, that's a cue. The time with Dominic was always the same, actually a bit later than when I'm normally doing that in the morning, because I'm normally going to the train station for about 7 o'clock. So the time was slightly different. Other people are involved. Dominic's actually sat next to me. Emotional state, usually pretty good, because Dominic's a real laugh for a 10-year-old, never stops talking, just fantastic. I'm very proud that I'm able to do that 2-3 times a month. And last but not least, there's an emotional state, immediately preceding action. He's had his spelling test. Oh, his spelling test is coming, we've just gone through his spellings. Great privilege as a father to do that. So, the 5 cues look like this. Location, bathroom. Time, first thing in the morning. Other people, I'm always on my own in the morning. Kate doesn't get up till about 8 o'clock. Emotional state, I'm good in the morning, so I'm up for the cup. Immediately preceding action, I've just had a wee, more information than you need, I know. I'm now brushing my teeth. So these 5 cues trigger off behaviours automatically. The same in your business. So Ian created these triggers. Location, accountant's office as it happens. Time, 8 o'clock, second Friday of the month, every month. Other people, his accountants involved. Emotional state, well, actually pretty good. He normally gets up at 6. On that day, he treated himself to a bit of a lie-in, got up, took his kids off to school, and then came in. So his emotional state was different. Immediately preceding action, he'd just taken his boys to school. So on that day, he created these cues and then had a conversation around his business one-page plan with his accountant in order to help him action plan and drive his business forward. Did it work for Ian? Basically, yes. Now, I can tell you a story of a transport company who in 2011 had net losses of £212,000, and the first 5 months of the new financial year, so 11, 12, 12, 13, they're 5 months in, they're £96,000 in the black, net profit. What's changed? Well, they've been playing with the one-page plan monthly for the last 18 months. It's changed their business. And they conduct these cues, these triggers, to drive the business forward. Habit loop's running, and they are able to win that war. You can choose to win that war too if you want. But only when you change or become conscious. Please, just become aware of what's triggering. This one is the most important one, I would suggest. The location, the setting. So, for example, if you want to change the behaviour of your teams that you work with, and you have a team meeting once a week, simply change the location of the meeting, and you'll see a behaviour change. I once worked in a business with 18 people, We moved into new premises. That was a location change. All the habits are almost starting for new, real opportunity. But what happened over the next 9 months, the desks were moved 1, 2, 3 times. The last time, I wasn't involved in that at all. They moved them because they were aware that if we can get this location stuff sorted, we'll build better habits. If we build better habits, what will you get? Better results. Location critical, but the others are also important. Simple this, become conscious, become aware. I would challenge you this evening to brush your teeth with the other hand that you normally brush your teeth with, and remember the northern git at the front who was really irritational, and go, actually, great, I've been aware, I've become conscious of a trigger. I've been conscious of that cue, therefore I must be able to change, and if I can change my habits, guess what? You can change your results. Who wants to change their results? I only last about 30 minutes, then I collapse. So, what habit do you need to change in order to do this? Well, you need to work out what the right numbers are in your business, which is why this is so powerful and why accountants are so important to this. You also need to get together on a regular basis and actually be challenged on those numbers so that you can then take action and drive your business forward. Does that make sense? I know it sounds like a sales pitch. I don't mean it to be. Actually, I do mean it to be, because I'm really passionate about this, because I've seen that many chuffing businesses take the one-page plan and make it work for the business, including mine, including Ian's, including Love Business. And if you go to Ian's stand, the McGregor stand over there, there's a couple of quotes from businesses that Ian works with around the business one-page plan. You can see what they think of it. And if you join us for that 3-hour session, we'll dig down deep and dirty into the detail of this so that you can leave that meeting, and if you wanted to, you could do it yourself. That's what this has been about. Changing business habits so that you get the business results you want. Because whilst you're on autopilot, you'll always get what you've always got, or more likely you'll get less. Make sense? Cool. So, be like Ian, grow your business, and join us. Love Business, the Chamber of Commerce, Leicester Chamber of Commerce, Derby University, and the McGregor stand, which is on that back wall, can all happily take your contact details and book you, because you're here now, free of charge, into that 3-hour event where we'll go into the detail of business one-page planning so that you can change your business habits, change your behaviours, and therefore change the results. Get the results you want for your business. So, we're done. My name's Paul Shrimpling. I hope you get these 5 Qs. I hope you get the perspective that the one-page plan can bring to you and your business, and I hope you get the fact, well, I hope you get yourselves in the room. Because in 3 hours I can calm down a bit and actually get you to do some of the work so that you leave with something practical that helps you change the business habits that you currently have so you get the results you want. Now's the time where you stand up, give me a round of applause. It's been a great pleasure. My name's Paul Shrimpling. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.